So it goes back to November last year when the fantastic Australian journalist Louise Milligan did her extraordinary Inside the Canberra Bubble on Four Corners and talked about the kind of sexual mores, harassment, adverse consequences for women, in this case staffers, who are prone to imbalances of power. You've got powerful male politicians getting involved in not right ways with junior staffers, and that story set off an extraordinary chain of events. Suddenly there's a lot of focus on male privilege and misbehaviour in Parliament House. And a couple of my colleagues at the University of Canberra, Professor Kim Rubenstein, who headed the 50-50 by 2030 Foundation, and her co-director, Trish Bergen, former head of the Office of Status of Women, they wrote an op-ed in the Canberra Times which called on the government to commission Kate Jenkins to conduct an inquiry into Parliament as a workplace. January comes and the extraordinary Grace Tame is announced as Australian of the Year. That has huge impact, including on a young former Liberal staffer called Brittany Higgins, who the following month came out and told her terrible story of the alleged rape in the ministerial wing of Parliament House in the office of Defence Minister Linda Reynolds. And the combination of Louise Milligan's story, Grace Tame's impact on the public psyche, and the Brittany Higgins revelations really galvanised attention on what needed to happen. You know, someone needed to go through Parliament House and work out why it was so bad and come up with a plan to fix it. So Professor Kim Rubenstein and Trish Bergen wrote a letter to the Prime Minister, copied in the Minister for Women, Louise Payne, and the Attorney General, Christian Porter, took 3 letters physically to Parliament House and hand-delivered them. What then followed was the March for Justice, immense pressure on the Prime Minister. And as the pressure built on the government, one can only think that the Prime Minister's mind turned to that letter he hadn't answered that he'd received 3 weeks earlier, and he then announces that he has commissioned Kate Jenkins to conduct exactly the kind of inquiry that Kim Rubenstein and Trish Bergen had called for in public in December,